So you've probably already figured out that if you're going to do any assembly and painting of models, you're going to need some crafting tools. So I thought I'd kind of give you the rundown of all the doohickeys that I got to help me on this little journey. And it's kind of a lot, but also nowhere near enough. I'll explain here as we go. So probably the first thing I'll start off with is this guy. Citadel Color Coax White. This is a primer, at least it better be a primer. That's what I had bought. There's the price I paid for it at my hobby store. But this is the foundation for all your painting. So you take this, you spray it on your models, and when I get to the priming part of my my videos, I'll show you how that works. But basically you lay this down so that the other colors that you put on top of it will have something to stick to. So primer, super important. Yeah, so there's that. Set that down. What's next? Let's go with how about this guy? Okay, so it's hard to get it in frame. I will have to confess, this is a totally unnecessary purchase. All right, so a lot of the pros on YouTube, I'm just going to make it kind of do this. What a lot of the pros on YouTube do is they take one of those big wooden paint sticks and they have double-sided sticky tape on it. They put the figures on that, and that's what they use to kind of do a little spraying. You're welcome for that fancy sound effect. Okay, so it's unnecessary, but I figured I'm going to go all the way. I'm going to buy Citadel as much as I can, with some caveats there, of course. But so here is what it looks like. All right. So it's basically this guy. It's the rack for your miniatures, and then there's this pistol grip kind of a deal. You shove it into there, like so, and there you go. Pretty sure this doubles as a Dark Eldar pistol, like a Pain Weaver or Web of Pain or Pain of Pain. Pardon me while the lawnmower comes by again. Yeah, it's going to happen a lot. Alright, so you'll notice it has rubber bands. This is how you secure the miniatures to this rack so that you can do your spraying on, and the box comes with some spares. Alright, so I'm going to put that aside. What else did we go? Oh, okay, so how about this? X-Acto blades. This is something that you're not going to need a lot of, depending on what it is that you want to do. Maybe you'll use it more, maybe you'll use it less. But I'm going to show you what it comes with. So, ta-da! This was one of those Amazon specials. You go on Amazon and you find the thing, and it's pretty inexpensive. So you get the 3 handles with 3 handy-dandy blades, a bunch of other blades. There we go. So I have a confession to make about this guy. I didn't actually truly need it. I had one from way back in the day, and I still have it in my my old boxes. But I didn't want to use those, and I'll show you why. Hold, please. Okay, this right here is my original X-Acto blade knife set. It's 20 years old. I still had it in one of the boxes. It survived, I can't even remember how many moves, but across a number of different states. But really, it's been about 20 years since I've used them. And I really did want to just use these. I wanted to buy the replacement blades. I couldn't find exactly the set. But I really can't use these, and I'll show you why. This is what a 20-year-old X-Acto blade kit looks like. You'll notice it still has the 3 different handles, and you can kind of screw these off and use any one of these. But look at how corroded these things are. Here we go. After 20 years of just utter neglect, this is what they look like after 20 years. The interesting thing is that it's still really sharp. But anyway, I replaced them. I could not find exactly the set, so I just bought a new kit. But I'm going to hang on to this because, you know, I don't know. It's 20 years old. I don't know. It's kind of neat. It doesn't take up that much room. It's not very heavy. The only drawback is that it will leave your fingers full of rust. Oh well. So, X-Acto blade. And so, the way you're going to use these is when you unclip your figures from the plastic sprue that they come on, what you'll notice is that they have seams where I'm guessing the vacuum injection kind of mold, it leaves, I don't know, it leaves seams, and you use these to kind of peel them away. It's pretty effective. You also use them if you're ever going to maybe modify your figurines in any way. One of the things I'm toying with is making some of my Space Marines kneel, so they'll have like a kneeling firing position. It takes a lot of work, and it's going to take some skill with these, which I don't really have, but I might try it anyway because it seems like fun. All right, that was my X-Acto knife story. All right, well, you can't get anything done without plastic glue. This is the good old Games Workshop plastic glue. I'm sure there's plenty more that you can use, but this is the one I picked. I'm going to open it up, and it looks kind of bent. I don't know if that's by design, but we'll figure that out. I have no idea how much this cost me. So this guy right here, a self-healing cutting mat. So far as I can tell, this is mandatory for every pro 40K model people. They use this to kind of glue their models on and cut some stuff. So I figured I'd have one. Also, it has kind of a cool design. But yeah, if I'm cutting stuff, maybe I don't want to get into my, you know, my fancy velour tablecloth or my wooden desk, whatever it is. So I have one of these. Another Amazon special. Nothing too crazy. Another Amazon special. Brushes for the brushies. So I didn't get any of the Games Workshop brushes. I haven't heard the best reviews. And kind of the advice that is out there is, look, at least your very first couple of sets, you're going to trash them. So don't spend a lot of money on them. You know, as long as you can hold a point. So I went to Amazon and I got these. So there's a lot of brushes. 17 of them. And they're all individually wrapped. Okay, well, that seems unnecessary. But, you know, at least I know they're not stale. That's a thing for brushes, right? Yeah, so I figured I'll have them for, you know, however long. And if they die, I'm not going to, you know, feel bad because I ruined an expensive set of brushes. Now, I don't know what an expensive set of brushes will cost because I haven't really looked, but I know you could probably easily spend, you know, $5 to $10 on a single brush from Games Workshop. And I imagine that is not the most expensive type of brush you can get. So, I don't know. If you're going to get some brushes, get what you want. If you want Games Workshop, awesome. If you want something fancier, awesome. And if you want something dirt cheap, awesome. Yeah, whatever works for you. And if these don't work for me, then I'll upgrade. It's not a problem. Oh, but you know, they do have this fancy pouch that, you know, you should always insist that your brushes come in a velour pouch that is so hard to close. Okay, there we go. Ta! Fancy velour. Okay, so this guy, this is a wet palette. Now, I've never used one of these before, but again, all the pros on YouTube seem to swear by a wet palette for when you're painting. The idea is that you use this guy to keep your paints moist and to help you kind of blend them with each other and maybe kind of dilute the paints to kind of help you get, you know, go from like a base to a wash to a glaze, that kind of thing. So it's a neat concept. I figured I'd give it a shot. This is another one of those Amazon cheapos. I expect that it'll do the job. If I need something better, I'll get it. But until I figure out if this is something I actually want to use, then there you go. So the idea here is there's this container. You add a decent amount of water. Then you add one of these. These are like a spongy type material. I haven't opened the package yet. So you put it in there and the sponge will absorb some of that water that is in your, well, maybe it goes here then maybe. Okay. So it absorbs the water that's in the pan, and then you open this guy. These are pages. It's like parchment paper when you open this up, and you put it on top of that so the parchment paper gets wet, but not too wet. And then you dab your paints on here, and you can mix, you can blend, you can dilute, you can do all kinds of things. And let's say you have to go get some dinner or what have you, you seal it up, and when you come back, maybe overnight, your paints are still there, they're still good, they haven't dried out, they're still the same consistency. It's a pretty neat concept. I am looking forward to learning how to use this. Maybe it'll improve my painting. I will say that back in the day, I used to paint right from the pot. Nobody ever told me that I shouldn't paint right from the pot. It's how every one of us did it. But now we have the internet and people who are smarter than us to tell us what we're doing wrong. So thank you, internet. I hope this improves my painting dramatically. Okay, so this, yeah. Okay, this guy right here, your Citadel painting handle. I don't know that I need this, but, you know, why not, right? I'm spending some money. So the idea is, okay, so I guess you stretch this thing out and you put your models in here, maybe with a base, or I guess maybe with a base. But I suppose you could just put the legs kind of in there and just squish them down. And so then you could use your offhand, so you've got your brush here, you use your offhand to kind of turn it around to get the right angle without touching your paint, getting your fingers all up in that business. And just from kind of working with it, just by kind of moving it around, I can kind of see where this is going to be worth its weight in gold. Yeah, this might have been a really good purchase. But I'll let you know once I start actually painting. Alright, so this goes away. Next, this is a set of jewelry files or needle files. Another one of those Amazon rando purchases. So what you see here is a set of 6, and they're high quality Chinese manufacturing, but it'll get the job done. So all this is to kind of help you smooth down the edges. Sometimes you need to do some tweaking, or I don't know. I've used these for when I've had to modify models. They've come in kind of handy, so I figured I needed another set. Unlike my X-Acto knives, I did not save my old set of needle files, so I have a new set. All right, second to last here is some magnets, and so I got them from 2 different places. I've heard a lot of cool things about this place. It's called the Magnet Baron. So they have a ton of different magnet sizes, yada yada yada. And this one I got it was kind of an impulse buy, but I like the idea that it's a different size magnet. So I don't know if you can tell the size just by kind of looking at it, but I think you can kind of tell that there's 3 different sizes of magnets. And so I think these very, very smaller ones I'll use to secure arms to, I guess, other parts of the arm. The bigger ones maybe to secure, like, say, those tank weapons, stuff like that. I'll play around with them and see, but I got these from Amazon, but it's a Army painter. They have a lot of different supplies, and they sell through Amazon. Magnet Baron, they don't sell through Amazon, but their website is pretty quick. All right, so last and certainly not least is I've got two Citadel paints. Well, aside from the Corvus white primer. The way I figure is this is all I need for right now. So with the white primer undercoat, I can go in there and do a little this Citadel Corvus black. The guy at the local hobby store said this one was a slightly warmer black than the Abaddon black. So I thought, okay, let's do that. So I got this. I also got this guy. This is Fuegean orange. It's a kind of a wash. It's kind of a reddish wash. It's maybe a little hard to tell. Here, let me get some lighting here. Okay, with slightly different lighting, here's what we get. So it's kind of an orangey thing. So what I was gonna go for is my Death Watch are gonna be primarily black, but I wanted to give them like a grungy, sort of rusty, maybe dusty kind of a look, kind of all over, to kind of, you know, give people the sense that they've been on the battlefield for a long time and they haven't had time to, you know, maintain their armor or whatnot. So I got this. I honestly don't know how well it's going to work. I don't know if I'm going to like what I see, but I'm going to give it a shot. I figure I'll do one model as a test, so like a pilot model, and see what it looks like. If I like how it turns out, I'll do the rest of the Marines in that color scheme. If I don't, then I'll have to think of something else, and I'm kind of not sure what other ideas I'm going to get. But, okay, so there you have it. These were all the supplies. Oh, nope. There's one more. Blue stick. I understand that this is going to come in handy to, well, for a couple of things. But, so I saw one person on YouTube use this to help with basing. So when you attach your Space Marine model to the base, Sometimes they don't have a lot of surface area touching between the base and the model, so you want to have something to kind of make additional contact. And so I saw one dude kind of doing that with this stuff, or with some other, maybe with some other stuff. But I'm gonna give it a shot with this. It's also handy for, like, say you want to prime a bunch of Space Marine arms or just the helmets. You can stick those helmets to, like, say, a paper clip or a toothpick with the help of this, and that way you can just spray that and not get all that stuff all over your fingers. I mean, you could also use gloves, I suppose, but, you know, who's got time for that? Okay. So it turns out I lied. I did have one more purchase that I did for, yeah, I'll just show you. It's this guy right here. It's a magnifying lamp with some light source in it. It's going to help me get in there when I'm doing some maybe base layer or airbrushing. It was like 20-something bucks, another Amazon special. And it's, I don't know, it should do the job. And yeah, I just forgot about it because it was actually kind of off of my shooting area. But there it is. Okay, this is for sure the last of the items that I bought for crafting. This was Your Average Bear. Thanks for watching. And please, be nice to someone today. And the lawn mowing that's happening right now. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Thanks for mowing. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Have a beautiful time.